Yay! Hey! Good morning, everybody.
Yes.
Welcome. Oh, here we are. Okay, first of all, I want to tell you that we are so excited that you are joining us this morning for this time together. And I'm going to share with you what this is going to look like, so you all know what our intention is. My name is Stacy James, and I'm going to introduce my other two illustrious, amazing women on this call. Inner Circle National Sales Director Cindy Williams.
Good morning. Good morning. We're excited to be with you on this awesome December 2019 Miracle Making Month.
Yes, absolutely. And then elite executive Inner Circle National Sales Director Gloria Mayfield Banks.
I'm so excited to be here with you guys. This is an honor to have some time with you right now.
So here's the deal, you guys. We are very excited to come together for the sake of this time with you. And the reason why we're doing this is because we are passionate. We are passionate about success, and we are passionate about our company and our opportunity. And here's our prayer. Our prayer is that for all of you within the sound of our voice, that we want to make an impact. We want to be a testimony. We want to be evidence. We want to be able to say something, share something that's going to make a difference for your heart, your outlook, your possibilities, your considerations, your perspective for your futures. For those of you who are sales directors, of course, we want to be able to just stir you up and continue to know what you have to look forward to. For the consultants on the call, just a message of seriousness and commitment to knowing that this can be for you whatever your heart's desire is. And those of you on this call who are guests and you've been invited to join us and listen in, we want you to know that, of course, this is going to be like a little bit of a landscape of how amazing our company is and what is available because of our Mary Kay opportunity, but also even more than that, because Mary Kay's intention in creating this company was that she wanted to help women understand and believed in how much potential every single woman has within her. And then she wanted to create a company where there was an environment and an atmosphere that you could come into. And as a result of that, really discover and uncover your greatness. And so that is part of our prayer, is that anything that we say will help you know how much is within you, and also that you have the power and the potential to rise above any circumstances, any situations in your life, and design and create a life that you want to live. So with that, we're going to be talking about where we were in our lives when Mary Kay came to us. God offered us this gift and this invitation. We're going to talk a little bit about what we love about the process and the formula for success, what we feel makes a difference, and then also how our life has probably exceeded our dreams. So, and we all come from different places. So, which is why we love spending time together. I was a school teacher, and Cindy has a wonderful background of great commitment and dedication. And Gloria Mayfield Banks, this is what I just have to say. We are in the top 10 national sales directors in our company. We have literally made millions of dollars because of this opportunity. And Gloria Mayfield Banks is the #1 national sales director in our entire company. So we love that the three of us have this great combination going on. So before I hand this to Cindy, I just want to say, I believe the commonality we have is that we're overcomers. And in our lives, we have been accomplishers and achievers in different ways and shapes and forms. I believe with Gloria's situation, having her MBA from Harvard Business School, is that she not only has that, but she also has dyslexia. And I'm saying this because in order to get your MBA with dyslexia means that you had to be so committed to studying, and you had to create such a strong support system to be able to do that. That required a lot to accomplish that. And Cindy, she finished high school living on her own as a high school student, supporting herself, and had the tenacity to go to high school. She didn't have to. She could have just wandered away, but she committed her heart and her soul to finish it, worked while she went to high school to support herself, and did her best. And that education to me means more than all the degrees that I could have possibly had, because that was so much wherewithal. So with that, I'm going to hand this to my girlfriend, Cindy Williams, and I'm going to ask you where you were in your life when Mary Kay entered into your life.
Okay, you didn't tell me what you were going to say, and you just made me cry. Because it put me back to that little girl that was 16 and on my own. You know, we all have a story, but it's not what happens to us. It's how we handle it. We can get bitter or better, victim or victory. And I hold up my V's every morning, full-blown victory pose, because I just look up at the Lord and say, thank you for the gift of life, and I will choose victory no matter what happens to me. So I wasn't going to go back that far. I was just going to go back to where Mary Kay found me. But, you know, you're right, Stacy. I believe that I have a PhD in life through this Mary Kay, almost 40-year business, people, hard work, and determination. You know, I'm so proud that Stacy, you know, pursued a formal education, and she has she graduated from college to be a teacher, and Gloria went on to higher education to get an MBA. But I promise you, I'm just as proud of my high school diploma, because in my family, that was a big dog deal. So I want everyone that's listening to realize we all come from a different place. We all have a different DNA. God wove us together in our mother's wombs for greatness. Mary Kay always said he didn't have time to make a nobody, just a somebody, and that somebody is you. And Mary Kay also said, people said, why, Mary Kay? Why do you do this? Why did you devote your life? Why, as a woman that was really should have retired, did you launch this business? Invest your life savings. If it didn't work, she would have been standing at a retail store the rest of her life with swollen ankles, because she put it all on the line. She burned her ship. And she said, if this one more woman finds out how great she really is, it will have been a good day. And I'm glad I'm a part of this trifecta today, because I'm here to give you really hope. I had a colorful childhood, moved a lot. My mom was married many, many times, a lot of craziness. But, you know, somehow I had a shield of protection around me, and I just decided I was going to fight for my one life. Got married, worked hard, had a baby, quit working because I wanted to be that mother of the year. And I stayed home with that baby for a year. And then there was a stirring in my spirit. I can't really describe it. I just kept thinking there's got to be more to this one life. God made me for more. And I was doing everything I could to be my best in every arena. And a girlfriend invited me to a Silly Mary Kay meeting, and I really thought it was silly. I didn't wear makeup. I didn't want to. I didn't ever want to be in sales. I didn't really want to have anything but to have peace in my family, which I never had as a child, and to be a stay-at-home mama. Then I decided I wanted to have my own independence, my little bit of my own money. And I wanted to be a work-from-home mama, but I never dreamed of having a successful career. We were working on this talk yesterday, and Gloria said, I knew I was born to see the world. And I started laughing out loud, and I said, I thought I was never going to get out of the state of Louisiana. That's fine with me. I didn't have any visions of grandeur, you guys, but I stumbled into this because of the courage of somebody that invited me to listen. So you were invited today to listen. So you need to, as soon as we get finished with this, you call that person live and you said, thank you for exposing me to these three women that had the courage to say yes and sign that independent beauty consultant agreement and the grit to stay the course, whatever that course looks like. I was exposed, and I'm going to tell you right now, that's all it took. One exposure, one time. I didn't know anything about the products. I didn't understand the marketing plan. I didn't care. I felt the courage. I felt the people. My spirit jumped, and I didn't really care what they were doing. I wanted to be a part of that club. And I said yes the night that I heard about it, ordered my starter kit, ordered my product the very next day. I knew I needed to set myself up for success, and I thought I'm going to give it a chance. What I'm doing right now is not fulfilling everything in my spirit. I don't know if this is it forever, but by golly, it's worth a try. It was a tiny little investment financially, but a huge investment emotionally to risk. Could this really work for little old me? And I really had a lot of issues, and I still do. I just say, come on, issues. Let's go build a business, right? Let's raise some family. And so Matt was 10 months old. I was in my mid-20s at that time. And I just launched, you guys, with the courage to just get started. And the rest of it is kind of history. I love the product they asked me to be on today because I'm a seller. I know the word sell, the root meaning means to give. to give. When I give you my business card, I give you me because I pop out of that product. I care. You count. I want you to get results and benefits from it. I want to be your beauty consultant forever and ever. And with all my heart, I believe that you cannot buy better than Mary Kay. I believe that it's the best on the market. I've been faithful to use it since the day I signed my agreement and nothing else. And we're all getting older, but we look dang good. And so it's a joy to sell this product and make that money. And that's just the beginning. Then I went on to build my team because I couldn't keep it to myself. I wanted to pass it on. And through the process, I gained leadership. Through the process, it's through the action that we become. Only because I chose the right company. Let me just be clear. I believe in any other situation, I wouldn't be who I am today. I believe Mary Kay Ash, the founder, started our company with God as her partner, and we've been prospered and protected for almost 60 years, 50 plus years. And I believe this circle of influence, like Stacy and Gloria, the people that have surrounded me, that have influenced me, caused me to grow. So it's choosing the right company and praise God, having the right circle of influence that grew me into who I am today as a top successful career woman when I had no intentions of really doing much with the business. So that's how I started. That's where Mary Kay found me. And now look at us today.
So, Gloria.
Yes. Yes. Oh my gosh, you guys. I don't know about you, but I am super motivated and we just got started. I mean, talk about the conversation. You guys, I am so thrilled to be on this call with you. And I'm so excited that someone invited you. Cindy, that was amazing. That was amazing. And I promise you, Stacy, the way you unfold people is just mind blowing, because here's the truth. We hear each other's story over and over again. I mean, it was just yesterday I heard Stacy's story. It was just September I heard Cindy unfold her whole story when we were together in Germany. Stacy just coming back from pouring out her heart a couple of months ago in Mexico, and now she sits in her home talking to all of us. To me, that is very thrilling. I love the fact that I've joined an organization that allowed me to build a business and make girlfriends. I think we undervalue relationships sometimes because as women, we're running so hard. I will tell you, they know that my stake in the ground is money. Okay? I'm gonna tell you straight up, I came for the money. I want the money and I want other people to get the money. I talk about it all day long. I don't care where you look around. 50% is 50% is 50%, and it all gets added on top of that. All gets added on top of that. Where I was when I came into Mary Kay, seriously, I was a highly paid executive businesswoman with a phenomenal corporate career. That I had found out that the ceiling wasn't glass, it was brick. However, I wasn't paying attention to that right now because everybody I knew in my circle of influence at that time, we were still grinding it out for the women that were going to end up in the C-suite. I did fight my way. I fought my way through. I had, you get so I get so motivated when I hear everybody's story, because our stories are so different. I grew up in a phenomenal household. My parents were 62 years of marriage, and they had a deep investment in our self-esteem, a deep investment who we were as young Black girls growing up in Detroit, a deep investment in what our history was and where we were going to do, a deep investment on what we had to do to make it happen, to make it a deep investment in understanding what path had been poured before us and where we were going to take it forward, a deep investment in each other. All of us were nowhere near any entrepreneurship anywhere. When I hear about Cindy and her dad and her mother and their entrepreneurial, I didn't have any of that. And now all four of us, I'm 3 or 4 girls, all of us are entrepreneurs. So that was exciting to see as we look back. But I had my grind down for school. I was dyslexic. I had a reading disorder that was discovered when I was in the 7th grade. I kept going. So what happened, which was so interesting for me, I fell in love with a man who gave me 10 years of domestic violence. And it was a very tough place. And I had 3 children that I miscarried before I had the 2 that I had now. And that was a very dark season. And so when we say that women every single one of you has a story. We all have a story. And so there was a very, you know, I bet you raise your hand if I asked you to raise your hand and tell about a dark time that you thought you'd never wake up from. And that was me. And that was me. But I had 2 small children at the time. And when I went to my girlfriend who lived 2 doors down from me, she's my best friend. And she said, Gloria, you have to come over to this Mary Kay skincare class. Yeah, I didn't wear makeup. I was like, I didn't wear makeup. I wore lipstick and mascara, and that was it. But I went down to her class because she asked me to. And so I went down there. I saw this woman make $350 in 2 hours. And let me tell you something. I gave her some of my money that I didn't have. My girlfriends gave her some of the money that they didn't have. So I out with $350. And I was like, oh no. Money. I told you my thing was money. I wanted to make some money. So I saw that girl make some money. And I went home and told my mother then I was going to make some money with Mary Kay. She told me, tried to talk me out of it. No, she actually did talk me out of it. She talked me out of it, told me not to do it. So I didn't do it then. And then I went to that same meeting that Cindy went to. Different place.
Right.
Total different country. I'm up in New England. Cindy's down in Louisiana. Stacy's over there in the Midwest. I mean, we're all going to different places. So I walk into that same meeting. Excited women who are passionate about what they were doing, regardless of what everybody else thought they should do. Oh, my goodness. My family, like, really, Gloria? You have no time to do anything extra. You're running the Girl Scout troop for the pastor of the church. My pastor was like on it. He liked to win. Like, I wouldn't want to win. Was like, we had to sell some cookies, you know, and then I had the 2 small children and I knew I was going to go through a divorce. I knew it was coming. It hadn't come yet, but I needed the extra. What I didn't know I needed the fun. I didn't know I needed the distraction. I didn't know I needed the joy. And I didn't know that God was calling me to serve other people so I could stop thinking about myself.
Wow. And
so when I did that and I saw that people like bought makeup, I was like, oh, it's on the popping. I won my car in 5 months. I kept going and became a sales director. I started team building. I did not want a team build, did not want to have a team because I had no time. I had the 2 small children, but money. You know, if you team build, you would make some extra money. So there I was, became a Red Jack in 3 weeks. I was on it. It was on and popping. And so I can't even tell you guys that now sitting here, watching what the product has done to my face. Every time someone does my face, a makeup artist does my face for whatever reason, they always say to me, your skin. I said, I've been on an amazing line for over 30 years. Are you kidding me? And I want to say one other thing. I want to say, you guys, this is a very busy time that we're in right now. And you guess what? Next month's going to be a very busy time. Guess what? 3 months from now, it's going to be a very busy time. Life never fit. You make it fit. And one of the things I learned in Mary Kay was to make it fit. This morning I got up, didn't want to go, 24 degrees, got to work out. Learn the art of no procrastination. Get up, go work out, come back, do a phenomenal conference call, webinar with my girlfriends and all their guests and all their people. Then go to a 90-minute massage. I love my life. Then a Christmas party and all the time guiding people, mentoring people, showing people how to build a business no matter what their circumstance. Some want large, some want small, some want medium. I'm excited because I get to pass this back for you to put your head close to that screen and listen to the most amazing Stacy James. When I tell you, everybody in this company leans in when her voice comes on, and we listen to how she shapes our mind, shapes our hearts, shapes our love for people. Stacy James, it's your turn.
Thank you, my friend.
Thanks, Gloria.
All right, so this is where Mary Kay found me. When I was first introduced to this company, I was teaching school. But if I would go back, I would tell you that I was raised in an upper middle class family by a dad who was an entrepreneur, and he owned his own business, was first in real estate, then established his own business. And this is what came to me this morning. I love how God brings stories back to us or memories back to us. Like this just came pouring over me this morning. I remember when he started his own company. And the success that he found when he got going with it, we bought a lot on a lake, and every single Sunday morning we visited that lot, and we would get donuts and sit on the lot, and my dad would talk about, this is where we're going to build our home, and this is the view we're going to have out of the back of our home. It's going to be this lake every Sunday for a year until we actually dug the hole to build that home on that lot. So I knew what it looked like to have a dream. I knew what it looked like to play something out. I knew what it looked like to accentuate your imagination. And then this is what happened when I realized what this Mary Kay environment was like. I always wanted to be a school teacher. I pursued that. I became a teacher, and I loved when I was teaching school. I really wasn't desiring to do something different. However, since I was raised in an upper middle class family, I knew what luxury looked like. And I love nice things, and I love ambiance, and that's always my funny thing. I love ambiance, and Cindy does not. Like, so I'm always like, feel these draperies. So the differences and the diversity between all of us is so much fun. But I love nice clothes. I love nice homes. I did know I was going to love to travel, though. I did not know I was going to love to travel. So the openings that happen as a result. So even though I was loving teaching school, my husband, Brian, was in college full time. He was in pre-med, and we were living not even paycheck to paycheck. In fact, all the bills were not getting met with my teaching position. So something needed to change. And so this is really my message, is that life does not get better unless you're changing and you're shifting. And my dad had a saying that if you keep doing what you're currently doing in your life, you're going to keep getting what you're currently getting. And if something needs to change, nothing changes until something changes. And there needed to be a line in the sand moment for me in my life. And that was because we had one car, lived in an apartment, 2-bedroom apartment with gross yellow carpeting. So for an ambiance woman, gross yellow carpeting literally made me shudder every time I walked in the door of the apartment. I'd be like, oh, this cannot be my home. So internally, I was yearning for a different situation, even though I've always been a happy person and I always have joy and I always live in gratitude. But there needed to be an answer. Well, our car broke down, and that was my line in the sand moment in my life. Car broke down, and I realized that I was not going to tolerate living this way any longer. And that's the question, is what in your life are you tolerating that you should not be tolerating? It could be living in debt. It could be living less than where you're supposed to be. It could be that life is living you instead of you being in control of your life, because that happens very easily. And I have found that this is the thing I wrote down, that the human condition is a desire to be valued, understood, and appreciated. And I believe that women all over the world desire to be known. Like there's a part of them who knows that you were created for something great. You just don't always know exactly what the great is, or else you don't even uncover that you have dreams and you have aspirations, or that you know the greatness is there, like Gloria, like wanting to get out and wanting to move and go forward. And what I've watched with this phenomenal company and opportunity is no matter where you're coming from, whether you've had a dream and you put it on the shelf, you walk into Mary Kay and you rediscover your dream. It gets reignited in your heart because you watch other women pursue and go forward and go after something. So it causes you to know that you can also. That's the testimony part, the evidence part. But then if you don't know you have a dream, you walk in like Cindy and you're surrounded by encouragement and the power, you guys, of one person believing in you.
Wow.
Like the power, even today in my 38 years of being a part of this company, the power of my girlfriends, when they call me and say, what are you excited about right now? Like, what is your passion for the women you're leading right now? And I share with them and they say, I know you can do it. I know this is going to happen. I know that you have it in you to be able to lead them toward that, or do that for them, or create that curriculum that's going to help them with their leadership. When you have women who feed into you like that, it makes all the difference. And Mary Kay knew that if she created not only a marketing plan that allowed women financial independence, she didn't create this company for the sake of a company. She created this company for the sake of women. She believed in the potential of women, and she wanted women to tap into that potential. But she created an atmosphere and an environment that when you walk in, you've got the support and the encouragement, and then a marketing plan where you have the path to run on. So when I started this, it was part-time. This is the other thing that came into me today, is that I wanted to astonish my husband. I remember that I remember that Mary Kay said behind every successful woman in our company is an astonished man, because they started, I mean, in our situation, we started with destitution, and Brian said, I knew you were awesome when I married you, but who would have known? Like, we didn't know we were going to make this much money. Like, who would have known? So I remember coming home from my first 3 parties that I did on a day and walking in the door, and he was like, so how was it? And how much money did you make? And I'm like, I had no idea how much money I made today, but I had so much fun. Like, this was awesome. And he was like, but where's that, Gloria? Where's the money? Like, where's the, so he's counting up the pink tickets and he's counting up the checks. And he said, you made more today than you made teaching school all week last week.
Wow.
You made more. Like, his eyes were like,
Right.
Like, do you have more of these parties on the books? And my dad was very excited when I started. My mom was not. My mom was not. My mom was upset that I was considering doing something in addition to my teaching income. When I left my teaching position just a few months later, my mom was so distraught that I was pursuing something crazy and letting go of security. And I realized that security is not a guaranteed paycheck. A guaranteed paycheck is it's not going to get a whole lot better. Security is having the imagination to consider that God has already answered your prayers. You just need to manifest them.
Right.
And this opportunity gives women the way to manifest their destiny. And they don't do it by themselves. And it's a proven prescription. And that's where our gratitude lies. So I'm going to kick it back to you, Cindy, or Gloria, whoever wants to talk about the process of what you did.
Yes, Cindy.
I just want to say one thing. I signed my agreement, my independent beauty consultant agreement, in the month of December. So I'm here to tell you that the first sign, could you really be successful with this? Are you a decision maker?
Right.
Because life requires decisions, and the timing may not be perfect, but it's never going to be perfect. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to give it a whirl. I'm going to get that starter kit, get some product. I'm going to study through the holidays, and then we can launch in January. But if you wait to launch, you're honest to goodness, the lights never turn green. So I'm just sharing, if you're listening to this and you're thinking, wow, could I really do it? Well, number one, can you make a decision?
Right.
And can you follow up? Because the courage to start and the grit to stay are the reasons I believe that I'm here today. God's grace and my grit and all the adversity that I had as a child made me better. I am not just a survivor, I'm a thriver, and I will live my life to the fullest until I'm gone to the pearly gate. And Mary Kay chose to put God, family, career, and living and working by the golden rule as the 2 pillars,
right,
stakes in the ground to give us a platform. And then her commitment to pass on everything she had learned and all of her years of experience to us gives us a model and a company that is not duplicatable, people. Those of you that are listening to the, and you hear all this other noise out there, we have been in Mary Kay over 100 years, if you add it up, okay? And so we're the real deal. We're smart, we're successful, and we chose this, and we're passing it on to you because we believe it is the greatest. So Gloria, would you help us wrap this up?
Yes, my goodness, over 100 years. I'm like, what? And you know what? When you have women with this type of wisdom looking to find other women to carry this on,
Right.
It is a privilege. You know, when you guys were talking, I was thinking women need to understand what we have learned in our process, which is the capacity of women to create, to manifest. Stacy, I have never heard of security defined that way. That is such a good thing. A check that you get every month is not security.
No.
It is a definition of what you're going to be living on the rest of your life, which is not enough. And I want you guys to know, when I walked in the doors, I was happy with my income that I had, but I knew that more was out there. So whenever you see someone else having more, not getting more is not a bad, you know, it's not good to be stuck. And when Cindy said that a choice, we're always making choices. You're choosing yes, or you're choosing no. You're choosing try it, or you're choosing wait or fear. Like, which one are you choosing? And I am such a fierce thinker that if you want more in 2020, you have to start in 2019. The worst thing is to start next year for something you want next year. You start this year for something you want next year. And I really do believe that everyone who asked you to listen is now become your best friend. Just become your best friend. My best friend changed my life because she let me see the possibility. You might love it. Great. Awesome. You might not. And hey, you tried it. No one fails at Mary Kay. Either you love doing it or you don't. That's just the deal. And what we do, so that you understand the process that Stacy talked about, really, we serve women through a product called Mary Kay Cosmetics. And if you look at us and all you see is product, you haven't looked deep enough, because really we're a people company and our vehicle is cosmetics. You learned a lot here. You saw a lot here. This right now in this moment is a $100 decision. You have the capacity to make a $100 decision to see if this is something you might like. When someone sees something in you, you need to take note. You need to take note, because God might have just tapped them on the shoulder and said, did you think about her? Was it something about her? You know, we have this poem that we all love. It says, maybe she needs me. So we don't know. I'm so glad that you guys did not think for that person, that you offered them the opportunity. And at the gym today, I saw something that I thought was so powerful, and it mentioned it here. It was courage, it was competition, and it was community. Love here is that we had the courage, and we meet women every day who choose courage. We love to compete. We love the fun that it brings out in each one of us. Are you kidding us? All of us broke each other's DIQ records.
Yeah, crazy.
I mean, we just love that, because iron sharpens iron. It's one of my favorite verses in the Bible, because it brings out the best in the person you choose to give joy to. And our community is like none other. It is like none other, because it is really started with a woman who knew the capacity of women. So this is an invitation, point blank, to ask you if you'd like to work with us, because clearly we'd like to work with you. We welcome you with open arms. We hope you spread the joy of what we're doing. We hope that entrepreneurship or a gig on the side is something you'd like to consider for yourself, because we'd like you to join us on this tremendous journey to the top. Thanks, Stacy. Thank you, Cindy.
Love y'all. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everybody. It's going to be an awesome, awesome rest of the month and New Year.
Bye.